People, it is Alesha Brown. Some of you know me as Alesha Brown, the Joy Guru, but also the CEO and founder of Fruition Publishing Concierge Services. You see the logo right there. And I want to come to you today off the cuff. I want to come to you today and I want to talk to you about the imposter syndrome. If any of you have followed me on my platforms, you know, as Alesha Brown, the Joy Guru, I'm always walking you through the behind the scenes and my personal experiences. I like to talk to you guys when I'm in the heat of something so you can get the real emotions and we can have a real dialogue. So I want to talk to you today in particular about imposter syndrome. One, so that you know that most of us go through that. And two, so you know that you're not by yourself. And three, you have some actionable steps that if you're watching this and this is what you're going through, you can actually do something about it right now because it's important. So thank you for joining me today, and let's have a brief chat. Just got off the phone, phone, not really phone, Zoom, with my millionaire coach. 101 strategy consultations. We have this checking in once a month. I have group coaching with her, but once a month we have our 101 time. And we were talking about the evolution, where my head was, what's next. And one of the things I told her, I said, you know, we had talked about realizing who I am, realizing my power, realizing my influence, and what are the things I want to go to the next level. And some of the things, you guys know how it is, you know, you believe you can do this, and these are things on your vision board, and blah, 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 blah. And that's great. And I've said this in previous videos, sometimes we get so used to working towards something that sometimes we forget when those things we have worked so long and so hard for, we're finally experiencing them. Sometimes we get trapped and always looking at what's next, and you could do more, and you could do more. And honestly, we can always do more. But sometimes, you know, we're not taking time to smell the roses and realizing some of these accomplishments. We're just checking off lists and getting it done. And it's like, wait a minute, pause. Do you remember how hard you struggled for this one thing and how long you toiled at it? And now you're finally there. If you can relate to this in the comments, tell me, say something. Say, yes, this is me, or yes, I hear you, to let me know it's resonating with you. And some of you, if you're currently in this space where you feel like I have been working so hard for so long, I'm frustrated, you know, I'm not trying to give up hope, but I'm just in the trenches. Let me know. I'm not there yet. I'm working towards that. Say it in the comments because I want to have dialogue with you. But the other side to this is this. In that, working so fast paced and so rapidly and looking at your competition, looking at what they're doing and seeing how people are winning and feeling like you're far behind and not acknowledging what you've actually accomplished. That's tunnel vision. Sometimes we're so blind to the reality that we sell ourselves short because we don't realize who we are. We don't realize the level we're currently on versus where we want to go. So I had all of these experiences in a week time, and it was like deafening, where my eyes were open to where I am and how I have to completely re-strategize. Not a bad thing. It's a great problem to have. But I was looking at it and I said, you know, well, if you followed me, or if this is your first time watching the video, I'll just tell you, in May of this year, May 2022 at the time, you know, in case you're watching this 2-3 years later, it was in May 2022. I just came back from a business trip and vacation, and Facebook Meta sent me an email. They were having this private connection for business owners that were a part of their community, not just Facebook, but one of their groups in that, the Leaders Network. And I was set to come virtually and attend. I didn't make the cut of like a couple 300 and wound up being 500 people who were able to attend live, but they had some cancellations. And they said, would you like to attend live in DC? You know what your girl said. Yes, I didn't care what was going on that week. It will be canceled because I'm going to be there. Actually, I had to cancel my event, but long story short, flew me in, red carpet, no, all expenses, nothing was spared. Okay. Got to be here with the decision makers, the leaders of Facebook, got all the insider strategies of things to propel my business, new tools that were coming. They continued the relationship. So as of the time of this recording, they just sent me an email while I came back into town saying, your interview is finished. We've done the write-up. We got the marketing materials. One, we sent you a separate email. We need you to sign the marketing agreement that releases them to share this story. Second, we need you to look at this, tell us if there's any edits needed, and then we'll make those edits and give you the information when it launches. And I'm sitting here going, you have one of the biggest, if not the biggest, social media companies in the world that is promoting your business. And this followed right after, for the past few months, I got the invitation to turn my account into a creator's account. So now for Reels, I'm monetizing. Well, right after they had sent me this email a couple of weeks before that, I received my first check for Reels monetization. And you're telling me the other payouts that are coming. And I'm going, this is one area. You're working now. You checked off your bucket list. You're working now as an executive film producer. This was something you wanted. You're operating in that. You're having the opportunity to talk to A and B list celebrities. You're having the opportunity to talk to different production companies. You're having the opportunity to talk to potential sponsors, people of great influence who have amazing organizations that are excited to join this cause and this independent film project. You sat in grant meetings, writing grants for certain programs, and the answer is yes. All of this is going on, and these are just a few things. And I'm like, there are all these people wanting to work with you. There are all these people, from individuals to huge organizations that are behind you who want to work with you. What are you not seeing? And I acknowledge all those things individually, but I wasn't seeing the big picture. I wasn't realizing it is time to vibrate at another dimension. Why? Because you're just so used to working, trying to execute and looking at where you're not to where you want to go, that you're not even realizing the moment. I was talking to my coach about that, and she completely understood, because we just had this training and discussion on Tuesday, or, if you're watching this recording the day before today, or yesterday rather. And it's like, on top of that, she reminded me, you just started your 2-year term for the board of directors for the Independent Book Publishers Association. As a publisher, that's huge. You have all of these enviable positions. You have all of these opportunities that other people would kill for. And I'm talking to you, my tribe, because if you're watching this, it is probably true for you too. It doesn't have to be on the scale that mine is, or your scale could be even higher than mine or lower. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. And all I could call that was the imposter syndrome, because I don't care who you are. There are millionaires I know who you don't feel either worthy of the opportunities, or you don't feel good enough for where you're at. There are a lot of millionaires who are miserable, and they run multi-million-dollar businesses, and they have all these awards, and they have all of these people that love them, and they're absolutely miserable. Success is something that people work for, but success is something that can completely derail you and consume you if you let it. So all of this, I just label under the imposter syndrome. It's a whole mindset thing. It's a whole psychological thing. But if you really study and research this, there's a reason why there are people that can come from absolutely nothing and become billionaires, and why there's only a few of those. A lot of people can work hard. A lot of people can invest. A lot of people can take all the courses in the world, all the strategies, be coached by some of the best people. Everybody's just not going to get to that billionaire status, which is fine. But in that, there's also a lesson about the difference. There's something different about those people that can get there. And if we have aspirations on any level, we need to study that difference. So that is what I wanted to come to you today and talk about. For those of you entrepreneurs, creators, visionaries, you're working hard at something and it's not coming together, today I want you to just sit back and just take the time, make a list, and really think about that. Meditate, center yourself, think about what you have accomplished. Because I guarantee you, if you really sit down and make a list, there are some amazing things you did that you've probably forgotten the time when, if you could be where you are today, that was everything you ever wanted. I'm not going to talk about where you want to go, because the thing is, as you achieve different levels of success, you're going to raise higher. You're going to aspire higher. Your eyes are open. You understand more possibilities that you are able to have, and you're going to vibrate higher. So there's always going to be a next bar, that needs to be set. There's always going to be the next that you need to achieve, but you can't erase what you have done or minimize that, because now you're looking at this higher dimension, and what you once wanted and thought was everything now looks mediocre or looks very small. Don't do that to yourself, because too many people, if you stay in that mindset, vibrate in that energy, then you are lessening your power. You won't walk with great authority and influence because you don't think you have it. And you're always chasing something instead of realizing you're walking. Your fear planted exactly where they need to be. Your name is in rooms that you have yet to step in. But if you continue on your journey, if you continue on this walk, if you continue on the trajectory of what you're working towards, you will be in those rooms because your name is already be spoken. You don't have to live paralyzed by fear where you make it, or I'm here and things look well, but when is the bottom going to drop out? It has to at some point. Do you know the statistics? Most people in business by this time, they can continue these many years, but then the majority of them after 10 years, after 5 years, after 3 years, they fail. That's true. But why do you think that has to be you? Why do you think the odds are not in your favor? Those things start with self-sabotaging and limiting beliefs. And if you vibrate and stay in that mindset and stay in that energy, not only are you not going to get to where you want to go, but then you're going to find yourself erasing what you could have right now and you have right now. That's a problem. So I just want to come on with that message. Like I said, please put your comments below. I want to see your comments. I want to read them. I want to know where you're vibrating. I want to know those people that are relating to me and going through this. And I want to remind you to connect with me. Your publishing needs, your author needs. Of course, we have Alesha Brown, the Joy Guru platform. Y'all know that, thejoyguru.net, for your motivation needs. All of those great things. We are here as a publishing company, working with film productions, working with our authors, working with our speakers in any capacity that we can serve you and help you in your trajectory of success, even if it's simply for motivation and encouragement. So as always, you can follow me at thejoyguru.net, has all my social media links. You can also follow us at fruitionpublishing.com. Has all of our social media links so that we are keeping you well informed. We have Facebook groups. There's Alesha Brown, the Joy Guru Empowerment Group. I have a private authors group where if you go to those websites I told you, you'll know that and you'll know how to join us. We are on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook. Despite what brand you're looking at, we're on all of those. We're on LinkedIn. We're everywhere we should be. Even for me personally, as a publisher, I write for Publishers Weekly. You'll see information about me for IBPA. If you just go to those websites, you'll find everything you want to know, and you can continue to track with me. Have amazing things coming up. We represent amazing people. Published magazine, first issue is launched pretty soon. We'll be coming out with second issue because it is a quarterly magazine devoted strictly to authors and those who have resources and services for them as well. And of course, we're always looking to hear from you. What makes you awesome? Why should we cover you? Why should we connect to you? How can we help propel you for success? So just keep that in mind. fruitionpublishing.com. You see the website right there. You want to follow me personally, thejoyguru.net. And until then, thank you for spending that time with me today. And as always, bye-bye for now. Till the next time, from Alesha Brown, the Joy Guru and CEO of fruitionpublishing.com.